Entice me, come on me. Are you gonna love bite me? Entice me, come on me. Are you gonna fade?
I have arrived in Sydney. I'm currently waiting for the bus to take me to the hostel. Welcome to another vlog. Welcome to the third Australia vlog, the fourth Australia video maybe now. Basically, I just flew from Melbourne to Sydney and I've been waiting for 20 minutes for the shuttle bus to collect me and pick me up to take me to the hostel that I'm staying at. And this week I'm starting a tour with Ultimate Travel. Tonight will probably be a weird one, like I probably won't vlog anything once I get there because it's like very awkward and it'll be a lot of introductions, plus a lot of the tour group have all already met each other because they met like today and yesterday. I'm like a little bit late joining this one because I was still in Melbourne. However, the flight was fine, took 1 hour, felt amazing compared to the 24-hour flight here. And yeah, it's 10 p.m. You can't see that, but it is. And everybody's staring at me. Okay, hello, it's now the next morning. I am in Sydney in my hostel. Last night was a bit of an experience, I won't lie. I arrived and there was like 5 people in the room already asleep, so I had to get ready in the dark and stuff, and it was just not like great. Like it's probably the worst night, maybe the worst night since I got here, but I kind of did expect that because when you arrive in the dark in a hostel, obviously that's likely to happen, but I didn't realise that. I'd be in a room of 10. In the hostel in Melbourne, I was in a room of 4 the entire time, and that was like perfect. And I know I got really lucky with that, but like here, it's a big room. So I'm gonna do a little room tour while there's nobody in it because everybody else has checked out and nobody else has yet checked in. So it's just me at the moment. This is what the room looks like. It is actually really spacious. There's loads of room in here. It's just also, you know, 10 beds. But there's a lot of floor space, and then this is the view out the window. All the people that were staying here have left their stuff in here for the day before they like leave tonight. Can't really see out the window because of the blinds, but there's just lots of trees. I just met the group that I'm doing this tour with, and they're all really sound actually. We just sat and had breakfast. Everybody seems really nice. Most of them are English. In fact, everybody that I was just sat with is English again, which is so classic. I don't really feel like I'm gonna film loads today because me having the conversation being like, oh, I'm Molly, I do YouTube, is so awkward, but I have already told them so they can kind of expect it. But to be honest, I'm kind of like in the arty style vlogs. Today's itinerary is a walking tour of Sydney, so that is what we're doing to start with. So I'm excited, I'm really excited to see Sydney, but first I need to just put a little bit of makeup on, look a bit more alive. This is where I slept last night, top bunk. This is the outfit I have on. It's just like a blue top and jeans because it's actually still kind of chilly. People told me Sydney would be warmer than Melbourne, and it isn't. So as I kind of said, we just started the day with a walking tour of the city, seeing Sydney's best bits. This is a place called Darlington Harbour, and it was gorgeous. It was filled with such cute bars and restaurants, and then we walked down to the Westfield Tower. Now we actually went up this was part of our itinerary to go up the tower, have a little look out, and this was a really fun way of getting to see the city from above before we'd actually got a chance to see it on foot, which was a different way of doing it, but it definitely worked. As you can see, the views were stunning. We saw the Harbour Bridge, we saw the Opera House for the first time. And then we just carried on, we went through the park. What is that? The bin chickens were my favourite. And then this was probably my favourite part. This was Sydney's Botanical Gardens, and guys, they were beautiful. Anybody gonna wave? Nobody's waving. Wow, this is so pretty though, to be fair, isn't it? It's so colourful. We just kind of then sat and chilled and watched the bin chickens walking past and had a chat about the Opera House and what was inside it.
There's over 100 rooms in there. It's massive in there. There's theatres, there's stores, there's cafes, there's literally everything you can think of.
I can't even tell you what it's like seeing this for the first time with your own eyes. I can't explain it. Just look at how gorgeous this view is. It doesn't even feel real. It doesn't feel like I'm even looking at it. It's so surreal. Look at it. Ah! We're going up to a viewing gallery now. Vlogging's still a bit awkward. Oh. Is this a sensible idea? Oh my god, that is a good shot though. Yeah. Oh, I might have to do that. Biggest cruise ship ever docked in Sydney Harbour here. This is definitely one of the most iconic views in the world, and we just sat and took it in. We had a drink, we saw some of the street artists, and I was loving it. God, she's amazing. I love that because so good.
From all stations to Bankstown, all stations to Regent.
I've just got back to the room. What a day. It was actually really good. Everyone's lovely. I feel like I've spoken to most people now. My room is still empty. There's nobody in here, so I'm like, because everybody else on the tour is in a room, like pretty much all of them together, or like 2 rooms, and then I'm in here. But I think there must be one other girl in here with me from the tour, but there's nobody currently in the room, which is great because I can vlog. But I just need to get changed. I made the mistake of wearing jeans and it is hot. But let me tell you, Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House are gorgeous, so gorgeous. Now that evening, because it was our first night with Ultimate Travel, we had a free pizza night in the bar downstairs in the hostel. The hostel actually has a nightclub underneath it, which is so cool, and meant that we all spent a lot of time down there getting to know each other, having a good time. And yeah, this first evening was a lot of fun. This is gonna fall over any second. Emily's gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Just gotta go for it. Oh. You can do it. Good morning, it is Tuesday now and I have just got ready up and dressed because today we are going on a catamaran on Sydney Harbour, which is so cool. I'm still in wake up at the moment. I'm like the first downstairs, which is so unlike me. Just had breakfast together and then everybody else went to get sorted and I was like, oh, I'm kind of already sorted. But they have an employment talk before that, so I don't really know if I need to go to that because obviously I'm not looking for a job or anything out here, but like most people are. So I've got my bikini on under my clothes and I'm ready to go to the harbour. And then we all walked down together to Sydney Harbour. Little groups were starting to form. We were making really good friends on this tour.
We need to make sure you stay safe and have a good time out there, so please listen to any instructions we give you. In return, anything we can do to help out with, please do let us know. We'll see if we can make it happen.
And then we were off. We were sitting on the back of the catamaran. We had some drinks. There was actually a barbecue included on this as part of the tour, which was amazing. But the views were just ridiculous. Look at this. I literally can't even watching this back makes me feel like that just didn't happen and it wasn't real. You can wave for mine now. Hi. Do you want to wave?
Thank you.
They're having a great time. You having a great time?
Yeah!
My GoPro footage is super smeary because we kept getting splashed by water, but I was sat with Joe and Emily, who I got on with so well on this tour. Also, I was sat with Tegan, who I actually spent the rest of my whole time out in Australia with. But this was one of my highlights of the week with Ultimate Travel. This was just so good. Oh, oh no, I'm scared. And then we just swam to this tiny beach that was nearby. Sydney is surrounded by so many little gorgeous beaches and this was definitely one of them. Are you front flipping off this? Go on, I'm vlogging. Go on. You've got to jump off now though. Ready? 3, 2, 1. This was Julie, Olivia and Sarah and they were travelling together from America and they were honestly 3 of the nicest girls I have ever met.
I actually think he's gonna kill someone.
Yeah. That night after the boat, we actually went to a really hidden place in the middle of Sydney called Spice Alley, and down here they had so many food options. They had like so many different Asian foods, Chinese, Thai, you name it, they had it, and we all got something different and we sat outside under the little like fairy lights. It was so cute. Then we tried these foods that Sydney's Chinese markets were apparently most famous for. Cream puffs, we've got cream puffs. Out of 10, what do you rate it? Have you tried one?
Yeah.
But is it not, is it a bit anticlimactic?
It's a bit hot.
What's inside it? Custard?
Yeah.
It just looks like a donut bite, but with like stuff inside of it. And they smell like 5 out of 10. Oh, that's a rubbish rating. I think, I haven't even tried it yet, it's too hot. Good morning. It is Wednesday, I think. How is it Wednesday again already? And this morning I have a totally free morning because the rest of my group are setting up bank accounts. So again, this trip that I've done this week, this like travel tour, is very much for like settling you in to Sydney. So last week I did the one in Melbourne and that was very much for like if you want to live and work in stay in Melbourne. This one is very similar, but obviously for Sydney, 2 very different cities, and there are like pros and cons to both. I actually spoke about that in the video that I filmed with Daryl. That meant that I had free time, and the other day we came to the Botanical Gardens, like Sydney's Botanical Gardens, but we didn't really like stay in them, we just kind of walked through them. And considering Sydney's such a crazy busy city, like it's busy, it's full of people, it's full of life, and it's amazing, this feels like a million miles away from that. Like if I just pan the camera around, it's so peaceful, it's so quiet, like I'm the only one talking right now. And then on this side you have Sydney Harbour. You probably can't see it, but just poking out here is the Opera House somewhere over there. But it's just like the nicest place to sit. I'm just listening to some music. I've just eaten some breakfast because yesterday I'm sick of buying breakfast in cafes, so I just bought myself some fruit and some little croissants, so I've just eaten a few of those whilst I just like have a bit of time to myself, because I've been here for 2 weeks now and it has been go 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 go, like there has been no rest time, and that is absolutely fine. I knew that was how it was going to be, that was how I wanted it to be, but it's nice to just have 2 hours to just sit here and think how incredibly lucky am I to be here. Like this is crazy, I'm at the total other side of the world, I'm having the best time of my life, and I've just never felt this content. Like it's just so chill. This is a very, very gorgeous place as well. I really recommend it if you're in Sydney. Just don't really know how else to describe it other than like peaceful and quiet and reflective, which I think that I like to do. I think it's my favourite thing to do in like any city. I love sitting in Central Park in New York, I love sitting in Hyde Park in London, because it just feels like you're not in the city. But yeah, anyway, later today we are heading to base camp with the tour. So we're going from Sydney 2 hours south, or 3 hours south actually, to Port Stephens, which looks absolutely incredible, and we're staying there for 2 nights, 3 days. We're doing all sorts of crazy activities. We've got like a campfire tonight, we're going sandboarding, so I'm actually going to end the vlog like this evening before we start any of the activities. I don't know how long this one has been. Yesterday was like a really, really amazing day on the boat, but I didn't film that much, I don't think. Anyway, I've waffled on for a very long time. There are people walking past. I'm still not 100% comfortable with vlogging, but I am getting there. This tour group is so lovely as well. Like I've been so lucky with everybody on all the trips. Everybody's so lovely. So yeah, I'm excited to film base camp. I think that's going to be good, but right now I'm going to continue to people watch and listen to a podcast or some music or something. So then I just sat in the park, I watched the world go by. I also phoned Tom. The tour that I'm doing on this video, by the way guys, is called Ultimate Oz. So on the Ultimate website it's just the Ultimate Oz week tour of Sydney, and then we were off. We were heading to base camp. I was very nervous about this. It was a 2-hour drive down to Port Stephens, and when we got there we had a little briefing, a little chat about all the wildlife, all the animals, including the kangaroos, which were very cute. I did not mind the kangaroos at all, but the snakes and everything else that we were having chats about were a no from me.
Yeah, this is perfect vlog opportunity.
This is perfect vlog opportunity, isn't it? You've just become camera woman now, haven't you? All of the animals that they have at the base camp are rescue animals. So these kangaroos had been rescued, but they just let them roam completely free, and they have so much land. So it's actually amazing what they're doing, even if I was a bit scared of them.
It just makes me miss my dog. Like, it just makes me want to stroke my dog.
Me too. They're quite soft.
They are quite soft.
Guys, I'm so scared. I'm so scared of the spiders. So scared. I've never been anywhere this outbacky. Also, my skin's really bad at the minute. We're staying in this cabin, and we've been warned about huntsman spiders. So when I say I'm close to tears, I mean I'm like really, really close to tears. I mean, it is like a really, really gorgeous site. It's so open, so much land. They also have like pet kangaroos here. But the spider situation is not the one at all. Look at her. Oh. So on this tour there are actually 22 of us, but we joined up with another group to go to base camp, and that night we all sat together and had takeaway pizza, which was amazing. We had quite a few drinks, played a lot of drinking games, and just had a really good time. When we drink with Joe, he gets it done. And then later that night we all actually headed down to the beach. We were at a beach called 1 Mile Beach, and it was so cute. That's thunder and lightning. Is there thunder and lightning over there? Look over there on the horizon. I can't see that. Yeah. We've come to the beach, guys. That's not lightning, that's a torch. That's a torch, I'm vlogging. But your torch makes it look like thunder.
Spectrum beauty.
Okay, I never ended this video, so I'm going to end it now because it's the next morning and we're heading off to Sandboard. So, goodbye, subscribe, there will be another tomorrow or next weekend, depending on when this goes up, for that Australian sun and this Australian frizz. See you very soon.
Don't forget guys that each week when the vlogs go live, I'm also posting a giveaway over on my Instagram. All of the rules on how to enter are on there, but it's super simple. The winner last week was a girl called Lucy. You'll be contacted on Sunday evening if you win. It closes at 6 p.m. So go and enter over on my Insta. It's super easy, and I shall be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. with the 4th Australia vlog.